love it. But Zoom just gives me such a gorgeous look. It does. It does, it does, it does. But that's okay. I know you're not here for my looks alone. I know you're not here for my looks. Alright. So, how are you doing? How are you doing? Beautiful you lot of gorgeousness. How are you? How's your week been? What are you creating? What are you creating? The most important thing. What are you creating? Good. Good, good, good. You know what? I felt so much more. Oh, okay, let me check that. So I felt so much more in love with lenses this week. And why, you might ask? I mean, I love lenses. Not saying that my resistance doesn't come up, absolutely it does. But I had a really wobbly day. I got what felt like a migraine, and I just felt grim, man. And I had to cancel everything. I had to cancel it. I didn't have to. I chose to. And it was almost like that was part of the soothing balm that I needed. That what would I call it? I don't know, break, attitude, whatever. And I also had the weirdest thing where my intuition was telling me to go out and grab an iced latte, a coffee. The last thing you think, that you should have for a migraine. And I don't know if it was that. I think it was, because that's what my intuition was shouting at me, to get, to have. But my migraine totally disappeared. At the same time, I had some really good news via text message. But I think it was the coffee. I love it. I love my coffee. Hello. But what I love, I don't love having times like that where I feel grim emotionally and physically. But actually, what I love is that with lenses, you just get straight back on the whatchamacallit, on the bike, on the horse, whatever. And I actually had, yesterday was the day after I had that real horrible migraine thing going on. Yesterday I had one of the most productive days that I've ever had. And I also, I just think I needed that time, and I needed that learning, and I needed to be gentle with myself. And yesterday I had lots of podcast interviews. I also had lots of pre-live event and summit and podcast, like interviews to be on events and podcasts. And I did so much work, so incredible. And I absolutely thank lenses for that. That it wasn't a wasted day at all, that I could actually just go, you know what? I just really need to just chill the what's it out. I need to relax. I need to switch off. I need to really stop, basically. So today I'm going to go through lenses, and this is our last lenses call before the new year. So we're going to go and dive into this extra special space and really look at the whole holiday period time of Christmas and New Year. We will have a special lenses session in the new year, but we're going to just look at the new year as well in this session, because I don't think you can't overdo the magic, the resparking, the focus around this new year that's coming. And I just wanted to touch on something. I've been connecting with mainly recently very successful people. Some people I've been connecting with not super financially successful, because that's not their focus, but lots of multimillionaires, lots of successful business people, entrepreneurs, speakers, authors, influencers. And I want to tell you about the most common bubble, like what my bubble is like, and the bubble that I'm seeing around all of these people. And that is that they're stronger from what we've been through recently. They're more successful, but in every area of their life, and in success in terms of what's important to them, what matters to them. One of the one of my definitions of success is to awaken in the morning excited about life, excited about the day ahead. And I was sharing that with a very successful entrepreneur this week, who I actually interviewed for my podcast. Because I'm always interested to know what other people think about that, what their input, their thoughts are, and how they react to that definition of success that I have. And because I it's a premise that I'm offering you. I'm not saying you've got to believe this has got to be your definition of success. No, absolutely. Definitions of success are very, very unique for everyone. And if you've been through the values session, you'll be closer and more enamored with and aware of yourself. One of my favorite 2 words is know thyself. The words that are carved above the entrance to the Apollo temple in Delphi. Know thyself. And I like to add on, above all else, know thyself and love thyself. So I shared this definition of success with this dude. And I think he has interviewed probably around it's more than the 3,000, but around the 3,000 mark of the most successful entrepreneurs on the planet. And he really liked that definition. And he also said, I think it's great. And also, I have this, I'm very realistic about that. I don't expect us to be leaping out of bed with excitement and joy for the day every single day. Like I had the other day, this migraine-y, horrible, yucky experience. Well, I wouldn't even call it yucky because it led to the most amazing day and more love for myself and the realization that I can be gentle and all of that block. But anyway, he said, well, I think a good thing to take from that is that, if there's more than 2 or 3 or 4 days where you're not awakening with even happiness or joy for the day ahead, then I think something needs to change. So what would you like? What would you love your ideal average day to be? Yeah, they're just dates, but it's a whole new year. And you've got these incredible tools to really put some energy and love into. Because New Year's resolutions don't work. They might work for the first week or 2 or whatever. But with something like this, which is why I could just chill out and heal my poor little head and body and probably emotions the other day, because we have our lenses. And I knew I'd get back up on the horse the day after. And I know I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. But lenses is a journey. It's not a destination. Your lenses change. Your money routine will change. I had some great ideas. I love interviewing these incredible people. I love it so much. One of the things this guy, he has a podcast called Entrepreneurs on Fire. And one of the things that he does is he has this ice bath in the afternoon, 5 minutes in it, and then follows it up with a delicious, gorgeous bubble bath. And I just thought that's so cool. You know, I don't like doing really abrasive, hard things first thing in the morning. I'm feeling more often than not, I'm feeling very gentle and slow, and I like to ease into my day. You know, like I did my yoga set last night, for instance, and it was so good. You know, and this is a no-brainer, but excuse me for snorting. I'm sharing it because sometimes I have no brain. But I just, and I know all of you do have brains, obviously, but I just wanted to remind you, and as I said, it's a no-brainer. Like I had this like realization a couple of weeks ago. Oh, I feel really amazing the day after. Like I go ecstatic dancing, or I go running, or I do my yoga, or I play pickleball, or whatever, you know, whatever those exercisey things are. I go to the gym, whatever. And yeah, absolute no brainer. But you know, I just wanted to flag that. Um, I remember one Christmas when I was with the family, and I was eating chocolate and sweets and all. I mean, just long before I realized how, in inverted commas, bad all of those things are. Like, I kind of put a lot of stuff into my body without suffering, but I felt like I was shaking. It was the weirdest thing. It was the weirdest thing. So I just wanted to say, never mind the new year, you know, but what are you going to do to maintain your center, balance, vibrant health, even through the festive season? Because yeah, we do. You know, we go out of balance and then we come back into balance. And we go out of balance, we come back into balance. But I just wanted you to, you know, just bear in mind. I know some of you are going home, you're spending time with family. Some of you are quite nervous about that. And especially how people have changed in the last few years. It doesn't have to be a battle. It doesn't have to be a battle. For most of my life, I've had quite a difficult relationship with one of my siblings. And I always remember, it was probably about a decade ago, I always remember this realization. I have to laugh when I think of it because, well, I'll share what happened. But I had this, I mean, again, a little bit of a no-brainer, so excuse me if I'm, you know, but I just thought, oh, hang on, it takes two people to have a fight. Yeah? So I knew that this person was in a very angry space, and it was potentially brewing, you know, a fight or whatever. And I just remember while they actually started their grouching or picking or whatever, I just sat there in the armchair and breathed. And it was fascinating to see. It was like this kind of tornado carrying on with this little drama of their own. And I was just, you know, I think sometimes when you're in that observing or breathing or just whatever position, it can irritate the other person even more. And it didn't seem to, thank goodness. But it was such a beautiful awareness around, you know, the fact that actually I don't need to enter into all of that. And I don't think we've had a row like that since. There have been times, maybe a few years ago, where, do you know why I'm going into all of this? But I hope it's serving someone on the call. Okay, good. Yeah, there was an instance where I just found they were so angry with me. Oh my heart. And I just walk. That's another thing. Just walk away. And I did walk away into my room, and I closed the door. But I was really upset. I just bawled my eyes out. I sobbed. I was staying at their home for a few days. And I was also going through some really tough times. And it was heartbreaking, you know, because we're not all light and we're not all perfect. Where was I going with that? We're not all light and we're not all perfect. But we are kind of light. We are. And when we see that someone is being an absolute ASS, it's really hard, especially when they're family. And I think there's a lot of you're not a black sheep, you're a psychedelic sheep of the family. You know what's really weird is that actually, like, people are trying to be that in my family now. Like, yeah, whatever. Oh, I'm the black sheep, you know. Hilarious. Anyway, we don't know what's going on for other people. We don't. And now, in hindsight, I know exactly what was going on for that person and why they were angry at me. But you can. There's so many things you can do. You don't have to participate. Because often they'll try and trigger you. You know that this is the thing, isn't it? That unfortunately, family either put your triggers there or they know them so well. And the other thing is, God, I don't know why I'm going into all of this, but anyway. Okay, I'm glad it's serving. Good. I'll read the rest of the comments in a sec. You know, it's we can choose. We don't have to engage. We don't have to engage. That's what I was going to say. That very often, even if you've changed so much and you're a totally different person to what you were when you used to be with your family, they still treat you like that person. You know, and they view you through those glasses. So, you know, once I remember there was a point in my life where I actually totally removed myself. Actually, there's been a couple of times in my life where I totally removed myself from family so that I could make that giant leap into being a new me, of new levels of success, you know, new business, new this, new that. It's interesting dynamics. And I feel for you because I know that, especially in the last few years, it's just brought everything out into the light, hasn't it? The differences and everything. I love that. Yeah. Well, so someone has asked, what do we do to maintain balance? And actually, I'm going to ask you. You know the answer. You know the answer. What works for you? I think I'm spending my Christmas on the beach with friends this year. Which, do you know what? It's my favorite thing in the world to do. I think I did it in my 20s in Goa. For the first time in my life, I've dreamt about doing it for years. And I have a photo of myself as well. And I look so chilled. I'm so happy. And it's my favorite thing in the world to do. So yeah, anyway. Feeling emotional now. What? You know, what? Put myself back on the beach in Goa there. What? What works for you? What brings you back into balance? You know, this is why I talked about the exercise, because when we're in that space of like our body feels amazing, and you know, I don't know if you were on the call when I was talking about the like no-brainer aha moment I had, where like the day after I do ecstatic dance or exercise or something, I feel amazing. And it's like, yeah, well, that's kind of why exercise is recommended, Jerry. But you know, making sure that physically we're rocking it. That was to you to help. Oh, okay. Okay. So you're not asking me the question. If you were, I'd say like the first thing is breath. And you know what's really hilarious? A friend texted me when I had this horrible migraine thing, when I thought the solution was a nice coffee. And they were like, breath, water. And I hadn't forgotten, but I just wasn't in the mood to focus on my breathing and have water. The no-brainer things that you do when you feel really grim, especially with something that might be a migraine. Because I'm going to try and not have a tablet. I didn't have a tablet in the end, thank God. Okay, let's rock this lenses core. Yeah. And it's boundaries and I mean, there's so many things. Maybe I'll write a blog about that. This is really helpful. Tell me, anyone else share any questions or anything you want to find out more about, because it gives me something to focus on and write about. So tell me, actually, you know what would really help? Okay, cool. Tell me exactly what the question is. What am I blogging about? Just so I'm really clear. So let us begin. Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that. Let me know. What's the question? What am I blogging about? So I'm going to share my screen. And let's go 30,000 feet above. Let's look at from now till the end of next year. 2024. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an 8 year. Oh, that's freaky deaky. 8 years are like, wow. That's super cool. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So Shelley, just to remind you, I would love, thank you. Brillo. Thanks, darling. So, I'm going to share my screen, my gorgies. I love you too. I have my silly hat on. Share screen, share screen, share screen. Share screen. Oh God, the giggles. All right, cool. So you should be able to see lenses turning vision into reality. So you know what? This is it as well. Start every day with your morning routine. And especially for you sensitives out there, absolutely take at least 30 minutes a day on your own. Like totally on your own. We need that. So let's take some deep breaths. And let's rise up above our life. View it from the perspective of spirit. I choose the end result of being the predominant creative force in my life. Really step into that end result and see yourself experiencing that. What lets you know that that's true? What lets you know that you really are the predominant creative force in your life? What's happening in your life? From now right through to January 1, 2024. what's happening in their life. What that you know this result is true. And staying at this heightened perspective, now I choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose. Really notice your life when you are living your true nature and purpose. You're experiencing that end result. Well, let you know that that's true. And as we go through these, you might even, as we go through these, you might even notice a bridge, something to do. So through the next year, choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose. Really step into that end result. Notice yourself really experiencing that. And then flowing into, I choose the end result of being vibrantly healthy. I choose the end result of being vibrantly healthy. Like, what are you doing to create that vibrant health? What are you putting into your body, food-wise and external, mental food, spiritual, emotional? And then flowing into, I choose the end result of a life I adore. So much can change in a year. You need to take the action. So what is it? What are you feeling when you have a life you adore? Just notice yourself experience that. Maybe it's just welcoming the wobbly moments as well, being gentle with yourself. I'm not selling some perfect life where we're positive thinking and everything is fantastic. No, this is real. You're an alchemist. You're transforming the lead into gold, i.e. transforming tough times, tough experiences, challenges into your treasure. The gold comes out of the shadow. It's your light that you shine. The light of awareness of it. Choose the end result of a life I adore. And now just glance through all of your choices. Your true choices. So you might know these off by heart, or just grab your notes and put yourself in the end result of each of your true choices. If you're on the call or listening to the replay and you haven't got your choices yet, that's fine. Just write down some things that you want to create just because you love them. So put yourself in the end result of everything that you want to create. Do them separately, each choice, each area. And notice what you're experiencing when you've created that end result. All right, and just bring that to a close, please. So we're actually going to look at your year in review. What went right? What went right? What went right? Feels like a long time ago, January, doesn't it? So what went right? What went right? Yeah, you might want to take it month by month or just in different areas of your life. Maybe friends and family, fitness, fulfillment. Yeah. So what went right? Okay, please give me a 1 in the chat box so I know how you're doing. Give me a 1 when you're finished. What went right? I'll give you another couple of minutes. Yeah, feel free to share in the chat because it sparks other people's memory as well. Yeah. You got a dog! You found your perfect home. Amazing. You started the coaching training. Yay! Started playing tennis. I love it. Wow. You got fit. You now go to the gym. I love it. I think it was a really big year for a lot of people. I mean, my God, what a time to be alive, eh? Yeah. So you can finish this after we do the respark, and but I'd like to move on so we have enough time for a really juicy respark. So yeah, yeah. Come back to it after the session. Yeah, absolutely. All right, great guys. So what were the actions that made the biggest difference? And feel free to share in the chat box because this really helps spark other people's memory as well. What were the actions that made the biggest difference? Lenses. I'm happy to see that there. Well done, you. Meditation, exercise. Yeah, they're the biggies, aren't they? Knowing myself. Beautiful. I love that, Chanel. Well done, you. It's a huge one. And loving myself. Yeah. One of the greatest reasons we're here, I imagine. So, what were the actions that made the biggest difference? Feel the fear and do it anyway. I love it. Let go of fear. Trust in this work and myself. Beautiful. I love the hearts that are coming out, the beauty and the vulnerability. So heartwarming. The actions that made the biggest difference. I'd love you to come back to this after the session as well, because I think that's one of those that the more you mull over it and the more time you spend on it, the more will come to you. But we're going to move on in a moment, so start to bring that to a close. Yeah. Focusing on my end result. Yes. Yeah, that's a huge one. I think that's one of the, no, that is, I don't think, that is one of the things I say to people. If you take anything from this work, anything from everything I teach, just get yourself in the end result. Get yourself in that end result. Focus, 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 focus. That's why I go balmy when people go, oh, I've just started this other training and I'm just doing therapy or I'm just doing this. Like, no, you don't need to fix yourself. Just flip and create. Just focus on your end result. Look at Steve Jobs. Look at all these Einstein, all of these people. Creators. They weren't worried about fixing themselves, taking themselves away from their vision. Nope. Focus. Create. All right, gorgeous. Let's bring that one to a close. So where do I need to refocus? What action will I take to ensure I keep focusing on my end results? Remember, we're at the 30,000 feet view. You're viewing your life from the perspective of your greatness of spirit. Where do I need to refocus? And what action will I take to ensure I keep focusing on my end results? Where do I need to refocus? And then what actions are you going to take to ensure that you stay focused on your end results? Yeah, feel free to share in the chat, please. Exercise. Make a schedule and stick to it. Discipline. Yeah, discipline. Yeah, discipline balanced with gentleness, isn't it? Yeah. Because sometimes you just have to push through the pain, through the grimness. I choose to serve. And then other times, like, gentleness is the key. And doesn't it all come back to above all else, know thyself? You know? What's my shadow? What's my lazy bits? And lazy is just a label because we can't work hard like a nutter all the time, can we? We need to relax. So where do I need to focus? What action do I take to ensure I keep focusing on my end results? And this is for the entire year. Woohoo! I love that. Being more consistent with lenses and routines, seeing and being my end results no matter what. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's, mindset, watch that mind. My God, that's one amazing thing that I did this year a couple of times. Oh, my heart. And that was to do the 3-day, no negative thought, less than a minute, or else I start again. And both times it took me 7 days to do it. Right, that was a huge game changer for me. It showed me how absolutely pants my focus had been. So maybe you need to do that. So where do I need to refocus, and what action will I take to ensure I stay focused on my end results? All right, beauty. So now I want you to just think of one choice that you would love, and it could be something that is brand new, but we want to really create some tension here. So one thing, it can be one of your true choices or one of our orientational choices. So it can be, as I said, one of your true choices or one of the following. I choose the end result of a life I adore. I choose the end result of being vibrantly healthy. I choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose. I choose the end result of being the predominant creative force in my life. Or one of your true choices. So choose one of those. And when you're ready, I want you to step into that as if it's already manifested. So it's 2023. And you've created this end result. So what lets you know that that's true? What lets you know that's true? How does it feel? You've created this end result. Where are you? What's happening in your life? Really bask in that end result, that vision manifested. Oh, and it feels like, oh yeah, I choose the end result, and it feels like that's beautiful. How are you feeling? What's your day like? You know, what's your day like? Maybe you're noticing that you're doing or feeling differently to now. You know, our end results can give us great information as well. Okay. Every day I am doing my lenses. You know, I don't put people like Tony Robbins on a pedestal, but I like to notice what they're doing in their life. Like he definitely has an ice bath every morning, things like that. Okay, cool. I noticed that. It's not coincidence that all of these high achievers and amazing entrepreneurs do things like that. Yeah. And I've got to be really flipping like authentic here. I still haven't done one. I went to a party and they had an ice bath on the beach in the house, and I still didn't do it then. But I do finish every shower every single morning with a 1 minute cold shower. And I don't think I've experienced depression since I started that. And that's been a couple of years now, a year and a half at least, anyway. But yeah, you just start noticing. Another thing, like, are you guys listening to podcasts? What are you feeding your mind with? And I didn't finish the story that I started earlier, which was that there'd been a couple of times in my life where I did, I removed myself from. It's like, what are you feeding yourself? And there was negativity around me, and I removed myself from it so I could create the end results I wanted. I just wanted to share that. I don't know why. So just notice what's happening in your life when you've created this. And now, let's bring it back to now. So what's happening in your life now? What's current reality like in relation to that dream, that vision, that end result? What are the negative thoughts? What are the negative feelings? How would you finish this sentence? I would love that, but how are you judging people that have that? What doubts do you have about yourself, about others? What doubts do you have about your ability? And the fact that you're maybe doing nothing about it. What doubts do you have about when you create that, sustaining it? Especially if we've come from a background of working on ourselves and fixing ourselves or not following through. Is there a little voice in our head going, yeah, but just get all of this out so we can re-spark it? What are the beliefs that you have? I'm not good enough. I'm not capable. I'm not worthy. Do you think you need to have another degree? Maybe you do need to study something. I never give advice, but there's a YouTube flipping tutorial for absolutely everything. Absolutely. So you've got no excuse if you're like, oh God, I don't know how to do this. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do that. It's all out there. So put all of those doubts into a bubble and give it a number from 0 to 10. 0 is there's no resistance at all. 10 is the most you could imagine. And I want you to share in the chat what amount of resistance is there. What's the resistance? 8, 9, 5, 4, 1. Really? Not a lot of resistance. 5, 10. I won't name you, but well done. I really love to see the big numbers. Like, yeah, let's do this. 7, 6, good. Okay, so please give me permission to connect with your superconscious. So I just ask you to close your eyes, take some really deep breaths, and just notice what you notice. Actually, I'll stop screen sharing. So give me permission to connect with your superconscious. Superconscious for everyone here and on the replay. We're creating many things in 2023. We're focused on this one particular thing today. And you can always watch the replay, guys, if you want to focus on something else. Superconscious, do you see the resistance? Can you please tag and treat? Do a massive change history and everything that's needed. Thank you. So we have family patterns. We have the belief that I'm not worthy. Who am I to have that dream? Who am I? You know, I'm getting this sense of actually, we're not even allowing ourselves to dream of the beautiful home by the sea, on the beach, whatever, or the retreat full of people, or, you know, what is our biggest dream, the one that scares the bejesus out of us? I'm getting that we're not even allowing ourselves to dream that. So even that, can we please tag and treat and do a massive change history and everything that's needed? Thank you. So we have family patterns. We have the alignment statements. I am, I will, I desire, etc. Can you please tag and treat and do a massive change history and everything that's needed? Thank you. I was talking earlier about bubbles. You know, people living in a bubble where actually they're having their best year yet. There's an abundance of money. They're vibrantly healthy. Life is incredible. And then there's this other teeny bubble that I'm noticing people that are listening to, and this is no judgment, but they're listening to the media. They're believing the stories of the recession and the stories of this, that, and the other. And their life is a nightmare. And it's like, it's these two bubbles. Now we're all in the same world. Like, which bubble are we choosing? And this is not an airy fairy, pie in the sky, castles in the sky. There's foundation under. We've got all the tools. They're the foundation underneath, creating a bubble that we love. What is in the bubble that we love? So anything that's not serving us, can we please tag and treat and do a massive change history and everything that's needed? Thank you. We are creating the new earth, you know? Like, it's not a weight on our shoulders. It's a privilege to be alive now. Like the freaky deaky ones, we're the new earth. So super conscious, I'm noticing this part personalities, protector controller, the inner child. The inner child, it's like that shift from a warrior to a warrior. the shift from childish to childlike, keeping our innocence with our wisdom, marrying all of the lessons, not denying the past tough times, the past challenges, and even when they come up now, but embracing them, knowing there's juice in there. What am I meant to be learning? Where am I blaming when actually I can take action? So I'm getting this image of, again, just being frozen with our old beliefs, being frozen in fear. It's easier to lash out sometimes. But actually, the sun is coming out. The sun is out, and it's it's just the right temperature. There's beautiful, fluffy white clouds in the sky. And that fear, that block of ice around us, the prison is melting. Our kidneys are healthy. All of our body systems, our chakras, front and back, heart, third eye, throat, all of our chakras, all our body systems, our meridians, our endocrine system, skeletal system, emotional, mental, spiritual, all our bodies overflowing with vibrant health. And the ice has melted and we're just there glowing. All these flowers have grown up around us from the water that has melted. Deep alchemy, super conscious. Can you please tag and treat your massive change history around that metaphor and any resistance that's remaining? Thank you. So gently open your eyes and come back and let me know the first number and the number now. Please. Thank you. 7-1, well done. 8-1, 10-1, 10-5, 8-4. Good. Let's go back in again. So please give me permission again. Good air super conscious. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so we have this acorn in the kidneys, this like seed in the oven of our body. And it's just a little remnant of fear carried down from our ancestors. And a passion of being used to control and also thinking control is the way. And we know with the study of epigenetics that we can change our genes. You know, we're carrying the traits, the memories, and the fears of 7 generations. This has been proven now. So we're just going to transform this acorn of fear into an acorn of love so that beautiful oak tree, the world tree, with roots going deep, deep, deep down into the earth and branches going so high into the heavens so that we're bringing heaven to earth in our life, in our heart, is so important that we're creating a life we adore. And then we serve the world. Like, this is big work. It's not just, I want a car, I want a house, I want a success. No. We're creating a life we adore, a world, a love we adore. When you're creating it for you, you're creating it for others, you're inspiring others. Just because someone is healthy doesn't mean they're taking good health from someone else. And it's the same with abundance. Just because you're abundant, there's overflowing money in the universe. Just because you are overflowing with money doesn't mean you're taking it from someone else. So let's do some repassioning. Let's create these new neural pathways so that we're worthy, we're good enough, we are abundant. Let's step into this end result. Like, whatever choice you chose, allow yourself to be in that end result now. I'm it. I've created it. And then notice, what action did you take? What was the next step that you took to create this? You're creating this. This is a deal done this year, next year, this and next year. What's the obvious next step that you took? What's the action that you took? Super conscious. Please tag and treat your massive changes, do everything's needed around that metaphor and around this action so that it's taken and it has a profound effect. Thank you so much. Can you please ground all the memories we touched today back into the matrix of the universe? And happy new flipping year and Christmas and holidays and everything, everyone. So gently open your eyes. Choose to take that action. If you haven't got clarity on what the action is, feel free to ask for guidance. And let me know what your very first number was and where you are now. Wasn't it powerful? There was some tingling magic going on in the field today. Yeah, I love it. So give me your first. Oh, I feel all dizzy, but very grounded and very amazing. Just be gentle with yourself. You might be still processing, and feel free to go back to those questions as well. 8180774. Okay, a little more to go. Yay, 10-0. I love it. That was a huge shift. I love it. I love it. I love it. 8-0. 1-0. Hooray. Well done. Let's create the best year so far, dudes. And you know what? Let's do it this year. Still got time. Still got time. I love you all so much. See you next time. And yeah, big hugs. Have an amazing one, unless I'm connecting with you all again. Love you all so much. Bye, my beauties. Love you, love you.